It's November 17th, 2020. It's been super rainy here in Seattle, and today is no exception. And it's also super windy today. Let's start the updates here with the lavender. Looks pretty much the same, and the new flower is still developing. Rosemary is still growing very nicely. You can see all the new growths. And I don't see a lot of flowers anymore, just a few here and there. Here's the small hydrangea. The leaves are still green. And the peony is pretty much done dying back. The catnips are still green, as you can see a lot of leaves and new growths. Raspberry has started to drop a lot of leaves, as you can see. And over here you can see the fruits are a little over matured. They're kind of dark red. So they're still edible, but I harvested them a little too late. Beside that, you can see this new flower is now going into fruits, and it's not really pollinated. And here's another cluster of fruits. Right here you can see the fruits are also matured and ready to harvest. Some of the fruits are still maturing. These are the fruits that I harvested today. They're pretty overdone. And here's the green onion with a lot of new leaves. Another rosemary with a bunch of new growth as well. Here's all the bulb plants. The soil is pretty wet from the rain. Here's a growth. I think it's probably a grape hyacinth. Over here's the mulberry. The leaves are definitely a lot more yellow than last week. And I think its leaves has started to drop. If you look down on the floor, you can see some of the mulberry leaves. Here's the lily of the valley. Here's the blueberry. All the leaves are pretty much gone now, and they're just all over the floor. Here's the grape hyacinth. Doesn't look too different. The strawberries are dying back too. You can see the leaves are turning red and yellow. Over here's the calla lily, still slowly dying back. And the saffron, you can see it send out another new flower, and I already harvested the stigmas. So yeah, the red part is gone, but it seems like it's still flowering, and so I might see a flower from these ones, hopefully. Here's the dahlia, still dying back. And the asparagus, if you look closely, the leaves are now turning yellow. This one specifically, you can see the yellow leaves. These ones are yellow too. Here's the newer sprouts. You can see the sprouts are not really growing anymore. The hydrangea looks about the same, just leaves are turning more yellow and red, same as this one. Here's the flowers, still green, and they're not dead yet. The ginger, I think it has started to die back. As you can see, the stems are not standing straight anymore. Here's the pot of mixed plants. The crimson clover is still looking healthy. And the tomato is definitely gonna die pretty soon. Here's the Mexican stone crops, looking good as usual. Here's the grape. You can see the leaves are pretty much all gone. If you look closely, you can see some of the buds forming. Those are all also gonna overwinter. Here's some more leaves that's gonna drop pretty soon. And over here's the rhubarb. You can see that this is the only leaf left. But here's another new leaf that's gonna open, I guess. Probably gonna die soon. Here's the mint. I also want to show you the artichoke. Right here you can see the artichoke is still growing. Two of them actually. And dead basil, I still haven't cleaned that up yet. Indoor garden, let's start with the pineapple. The leaves are still growing. This one is getting longer still. Here's the elephant bush plant. You can see there's a lot more leaves that are dropping now. Just now, there's a few more leaves that just dropped. Here's the frizzle sizzle with the new growth, which is getting super long. That's etiolation for you. And for the orchids, this one for sure is a leaf, not a flower. String of pearls looks about the same with all the new growths. Here's the mini oncidium. The flower spikes are doing pretty well. A lot of the flowers have opened on this flower spike, and this one is still developing. And here's the succulent pot. Looks like they're all doing still pretty well. Not seeing any major leaf drops. Here's the little baby plant. Looks like it's doing well still. And this little guy, it's actually getting a lot taller, and that is also a sign of etiolation. The prayer plant is growing still, a lot of new leaves. And over here is the Hoya plant with their vines still growing longer. Here's a few more new vines. You can see they're all still growing. Here's a tiny new leaf growth. And the other super long vine. Spider plant, some new leaves. And the lady slipper orchid flower has not faded yet. And here we have the mounted staghorn fern. You can see the shield frond is still getting bigger.